motion to close the public hearing? All those in favor say aye. Okay, the public hearing conducted. I'm gonna make a motion to approve this draft law in its clear form.
Is that what was that in the ad?
Pardon?
You wanna vote on the law tonight?
That's correct. Is there something with the ad?
How was this meeting advertised? It was just a public hearing.
Yeah, and you can vote after the public hearing.
Did we call the meeting to order? Yeah, we didn't do that.
We call a special meeting. I'm not sure what you were
I
referring
didn't
to.
realize that we were voting.
Public hearing's been closed.
Right.
Now we're opening the special meeting. Special meeting, public hearing. It's the same thing. So we're gonna open the special meeting. And I will make the motion to adopt local law number 2 of the year 2012. And to follow all necessary procedures to submit it to the town attorney with the proper documents from the town clerk to be forwarded on to the state of New York. That's the motion.
Could we go through that again, please? Just so I make sure I have it right. To adopt local law number 2,
2012.
2012.
I thought it, yeah.
Thank you. And to follow all necessary procedures. Go ahead.
To send this to the town clerk, to send it to the town attorney with the proper documents, and for him to forward it on to the state of New York.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
You second it? All those in favor say aye. Oh, we can discuss it.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go.
Two questions I'd like to
Sure.
ask.
Sure.
First of all, in the event we have legal action taken, who's going to represent us?
At the first stage would be David Mersey.
How can you do that?
Why can't he do that?
Because his name is on this draft. So we've been talking about ethics. Ethically, he knew the town would be sued if we passed this draft of moratorium.
We don't know if we will be sued.
He had a letter, he's heard that he would be. So he knew that, so he,
But until you're sued, it becomes fact. Right now, it could be just hearsay.
Anybody can threaten anybody.
yeah, so he's not saying, well, you know, there's no conflict of interest then, because he's saying, well, even if we could be sued, it could be in his interest, right?
We can go ahead and get another attorney.
I think we have to. My second question is, I haven't heard anything, I've heard some comments, and I've talked to some people. Who is going to enforce this once it's in place?
I believe that the things I've heard coming out of the DEC, the latest is it's required for any company wishing to drill in any municipality, they have to research the laws that are on that municipality's, official with the town, and bring those laws to the DEC, so the DEC knows.
Well, who's going to enforce it? Like if somebody came in and say Joe Farmer had a driller come in and start drilling, who's going to enforce the moratorium?
I don't think that it would ever get to that point, but I don't,
Why not?
Who's gonna enforce the roads? That law's on the books.
Yeah.
They send a whole route in, and it's deemed you can't go down that road.
Mhm.
Who's gonna enforce it?
Yeah, right. So we're going to enforce the moratorium. If somebody wants to,
Right. But they were things that we will learn as we go. it doesn't necessitate stopping.
Oh, no, I'm
Putting a
not
law in
saying that, I'm
place,
just saying,
yeah.
you know, something to think about, is it even enforceable?
I guess until you see what the circumstances are, then you would have to deem what type of enforcement would it require. I mean, we hear, all we do is hear about
What I'm
all the
saying is,
good and the
You know,
bad.
is we don't have a police officer in the town of Butternut.
No, we don't.
Enforce it.
We don't.
Who enforces the noise ordinance and the road works? I mean, that's, these are all the same question.
Yeah,
So,
The constable
how
is
is
the
it
only
then?
means of, well, no, I think if someone applied for a haul route and it was deemed you can't go down that road by the highway superintendent, he don't have the, I mean, he does have a lot of authority,
Mhm.
but they've just come down, suppose they just come barreling down with the trucks and say, go ahead and stop us. I mean, I think we're looking at this and kind of giving them a black eye, in a sense, of, what I hear is kind of leaning towards, they're gonna come in and do this. We don't know what's gonna happen, what they're gonna do. You know, is the sheriff, is the state police? No, we don't know. We never spoke to them. But that's another reason why it's 9 months. It's not just comprehensive plan, there's town laws that are in existence that we need to look over, and I hope the 9 months' time is spent putting things exactly what you brought up, where you can meet and discuss during this 9 months how we're gonna enforce it. That's the purpose of the 9 months.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you know, what if in this 9-month period, somebody comes in and says, hey, we don't even believe your moratorium is worth its weight.
Well, right now, they'd be violating New York State.
Well, I mean, if the state said yes, they could go ahead.
Well, you know, that's a bridge, I guess you have to, you know, cross it when you get to it. I mean, it's probably something should be at the top of the list in our discussion as a board. Okay, you know, come together, bring them ideas or questions like you just raised, and discuss it, and come up with a solution that if they're violating the town law, what are we gonna do? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just a question, you know, is it, you know, does it,
I mean, every other town that passed bans and laws, or, you know, temporary laws, they're all in the same boat then. If the
Yeah,
state
I
says
mean-
go ahead,
Yeah.
well, then you communicate, right, what are you people gonna do? I mean, Oneonta has a police force, many of the other towns don't.
that's right, so.
You communicate and find out what they're gonna do. I mean, if it's deemed it has to be lifted, then that's what has to be done. You know, it's just what needs to be done. It's the breathing space, we need to do it. I mean, we struggle on a lot of things, trying to get together and do things. And I think in the best interest of the residents, that comprehensive plan, and these people working very hard with no pay at all, and I think they're entitled to have that little bit of freedom to do the best they can do. And having that constantly on their back, I think it, you know, there's a lot of issues that probably will come up in the future with the comprehensive plan. That's gonna be, you know, kicked around a long time. And I think knowing that they have that time to work together and put the right thing on the paper, having that breathing space is important. We don't know what the state's gonna do. We don't know if they're gonna come in here, even if the state says you can or you can't. I mean, so the state says you can't. What would stop them from coming in tomorrow and saying to the state, go ahead, what are you gonna do? Yep, there's so many questions. But it shouldn't impact passing a law that gives the comfort to this town to be able to do what we have to do. I mean, if it comes down to them coming in, and there's plenty of other towns out there, we just communicate, okay, here's what's going on. And there's a good chance when you talk to the people, this particular part of Otsego County is not their prime area. There's other areas north of us that seem to be better. So maybe that's where they would go first. You don't know. You would like to think they would honor the state, but also, if the little bit I had a chance to read in that document that they're going through right now, where if there's a law in a town, that the companies would be respectful to it. So, another question, are they gonna be respectful? So we have a law saying, hey, leave it, 9 months. Or if this is done sooner, it goes away. Are they gonna respect it or just come stomp on us like we've been seeing at a lot of the meetings? I mean, it's kind of disturbing when you sit here, as a board member and get a person from outside the board to come in and basically challenge everything we're doing. When really, do you know the whole background? The lies were said by these coalition leaders, okay, from Dick Downey to Mr. Collins sitting right over there. Came to the last meeting and lied when he accused us of not giving him the documents.
You could say the same about the Slotch's coming.
Sure you can.
Come right here and lie.
Yeah,
right to the
sure.
people.
Sure.
What's the difference?
I mean, Dick Downey said in his comment that the county planning threw out. That was their recommendation. They threw it out. Well, that's not true. You'll have a copy of the document, approved with modification. But see what he's doing? He's pumping all these people with that information. You don't know what to believe. I don't believe nothing I hear from them.
Exactly,
You
from
know?
both sides,
Yeah, true. So now we look at it from both sides.
yeah.
But you see what you're being told, since I assume you were the two that Mr. Colley referred to as the pro, and we're the three. I mean, is that what's going on? I mean, that's fine with me. I've never wavered from my position. And one more thing, added to the pie, my oldest daughter just told me in September she's expecting my 4th grandchild. That gives me another reason to protect this area. And that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll take the chance, if something happens, we will get the answer for it and do what we have to do. If we get sued, who knows? Okay, if they're gonna come to town, who knows? But one thing we do know, at least we have a little bit of protection. And the majority of the residents feel this is what they want, and as elected by them, I'm obligated to support that. You gotta draw the line somewhere.
I have a question.
Sure.
Someone had, I have 2 comments, actually, 1 comment and a question. Someone had said that the county planning department said that there's no legal liability. The county planning department, I do not believe are attorneys. That's just a comment. And someone had asked what the plan is if we are sued, where will the resources come from? And I just want to know what you guys,
I think, my opinion, I wait till to see if we're sued. I heard a lot of threats against us, and I haven't seen anything hit the table yet. So, if that's, the lawsuit's gonna happen, then it's gonna sue. There's no monetary settlement to it. If they win the lawsuit, then it's just gonna be take the law out.
I think that anybody can sue anybody for anything, and I know that this town has been sued in the past for the way it plows the road. The town did not make the decision then to stop plowing all roads. I take the threats of lawsuit very seriously, but at the end of the day, you have to do the right thing, and I believe this is the right thing. think this is what represents the best interest of the whole town, as best as we possibly can.
And I might be more inclined to agree with it, but, you know, can you guarantee me without a shadow of doubt that if they came in and drilled, there'd be a spill?
Can you guarantee for what? I can guarantee that there'll be air
Okay,
pollution.
exactly. Can't guarantee there wouldn't be a spill. Can you guarantee me that you go out of here tonight, you would not be in an accident,
No, I mean,
but you're still gonna drive, right? You see what I'm getting at?
No, I see what you're saying, but.
I mean, you can't guarantee anything, but, you know, you can't guarantee there's gonna be a spill. You can't guarantee there might not be an
And
accident.
there's also more to it than just spills, it's quality of life, it's what we live here for, why we live here, protecting what most of the town value.
Protecting other people's property values.
Other people's
It's
property
more,
rights.
it's more than just,
Yes, other people's property rights.
You know, both ways.
Exactly. So it's a tough decision and you have to make it where you make it.
Any further? No. Public hearing's closed. Any further discussion? Okay. There's been a motion, there's been a second, we'll put it to a vote.
This is going to be a roll call vote. So I'll be asking you each individually for your votes, so I can record them that way. Mr. Eckelman?
State what we're voting.
Yes.
The adoption, the vote is for the adoption of the local law.
Correct.
Okay.
You want me to read the motion again? To adopt local law number 2, 2012, and to follow all necessary procedures for the town clerk to send to the town attorney with the proper documents and for the town attorney to forward on to the state of New York. That's what I have at this point.
My vote is yes.
Mr. Hunt?
No.
Heather?
yes.
Marlene?
No.
Michelle?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, 3-2 vote,
Yep.
motion passes. Okay.